The yowling dogs experiencing the chain gang for the first time forced trainer Ronnie Smith to raise his voice above his normal, subdued and polite level. Uncle Delmar said, "You have to learn a dog to learn. You have to teach a dog to learn its job." One of the biggest names in dog training from a generation ago, Delmar Smith developed the method known as the silent command system. As its name implies, this method relies more on teaching dogs through body language than through spoken commands. To do that, says Ronnie, you've got to think like a dog. Training is all about the mindset of the dog. Understand what they are thinking, and you can begin teaching them. That's the key to the philosophical aspect of the system that Smith instills in participants in the foundation seminars he holds around the country. In essence, the seminars give in-person instructions and demonstrations of the techniques he teaches in his excellent training book, Training Bird Dogs with Ronnie Smith Kennels. Proven techniques and an upland tradition. See Tailgate Reviews, Winter 2019. At this particular seminar, a 2-day, 14-hour affair held at Mimo's farm in Evart, Michigan, Smith explains his training technique as a stair-step system. You take one step at a time. He assures his students that if they follow the steps, you will be able to go home and be successful. If you think about it, Smith's ultimate goal during these seminars seems to be to learn the handlers to learn. Bridget, the English setter, seems to have charmed her way off the chain gang. Her owner, Al Stewart of Bath Township, Michigan, has been breeding, training and hunting his own dogs for over 40 years. Nevertheless, he says, "I'm always open to exploring new bird dog training techniques. I learned long ago that there is more than one way to help a hunting dog reach its full potential. I thought this seminar would help me expand my skills and add some new tools to my personal dog training playbook." Over 35 years ago, Stewart heard Delmar Smith speak at a luncheon. He says, "I learned more during Delmar's half-hour presentation than any other exposure that I've had to dog training." As this 2-day seminar progressed, it was clear that Ronnie not only learned from the best, but he was also able to modernize the lesson plan and add his own touch to the training world. Plus, Stewart added, Smith made an impression with his comments about how his training program has been adjusted as he learned more about dog behavior. This series of photos illustrates one important trait of solid dog training that is better understood by seeing in person rather than through reading about it: the importance of the trainer remaining calm. In the first photo, Patty the English setter is showing signs that he isn't interested in what's going on. Seemingly ignoring Patty, Smith tells the group in his calm and steady tone, "If a dog continually disobeys the handler, there's a social ladder and we aren't establishing it. This is why we see more and more problems with spoiled pets. Those dogs have to become the leaders, and the fearful leaders are becoming the alpha dogs. Nurture is stronger than nature." The blow-up photo shows that while speaking, and without missing a beat, Smith establishes his leadership by giving a subtle tap-tap on the lead with only a couple fingers, just to send a pay-attention message to Patty. A few minutes later, notice the slack in the lead. Smith, the leader, has Patty walking calmly at heel. Al Stewart noted, "Ronnie's behavior has a calming effect on both dogs and humans. He's an astute observer, active listener and accomplished instructor. His ability to assess his students' training actions and provide polite and pertinent feedback was key to the success of this seminar." Bridget and Al Stewart take a few reps on the woe post. This is simply a stake driven into the ground to which is tied a long check cord that develops tautness as the dog walks farther away from it. The handler, at the end of another long check cord, continues walking and just calmly waits for the dog to realize it can't go any farther and settles down. "Don't lead a dog into birds and try to teach him to whoa," says Smith. "Take the game, bird, out of this lesson. Then when you enforce it, it has nothing to do with the game." That was but one of several pointers Stewart says he picked up during the seminar. "I learned that a simple hand on the dog's withers garners better results than lavish petting and praise do during a positive training activity. The hand on the shoulder confirms job well done, while the active praise gestures can be distracting to your doggy student and limit full comprehension. A simple yawn or swallow is confirmation of learning during a training lesson. I learned a dog never forgets. Each interaction is ingrained in a dog's mind. Make each contact count towards your dog's future potential. Have a lesson plan for each outing. Try to limit negative exposure that can require additional training to overcome. On day 2, the squad searched for birds in thicker cover. Jill Corrin, center, the kennel manager, and a guide at Otter Creek Farmstead and Distillery in Ohatchee, Alabama, was attending her second foundation seminar in preparation for attending an intermediate seminar. She appreciates Smith's lesson that, if you can read a dog correctly, talk to the dog without using words and establish a point of contact, you, the trainer, can then understand completely what you are teaching the dog and whether the dog is understanding the lesson jog concept being taught. I left the seminars with confidence in myself to train my dogs and to hold them to the highest standard. Republished with permission from Think Like a Dog and She by Tom Carney, 2021. The Upland Almanac, Spring 2021. 2021 by Tom Carney.